Hey guys, this is Mr. Jenkins again, kind of going over that learning check from yesterday. This is kind of all we're going to do for today, give you guys a chance to kind of look over those problems that there were some just common mistakes on and stuff like that. And then we'll start moving ahead probably tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and just get right to it. Here's our data. So number one, you can see it says, what is the degree of the polynomial below? And it's 4x to the fifth minus x cubed plus 7x. It's already in standard form. I know that because the highest degree term is first, and then it goes descending order. So when I think of degree of a polynomial, I'm talking about the degree of the highest degree term. So in this case, the highest degree term is 5. So the answer here was C, fifth degree. All right, and you can see that about half of you answered that, which is good. A lot of people thought that this was a cubic. That term right there is cubic, but as far as the name of the polynomial, you go with the highest degree term. All right, looking at number 2, this was the select all that apply. That right there shouldn't have been there, so if that confused you, I'm sorry. That was just a typo on my part. That doesn't make sense to be right there. That's just one of the answer choices. It says, it says, what expressions below are in standard form? So we just talked about that a little bit. Standard form goes descending order, highest degree to lowest degree. Now, looking at A, that is just a single term. So there's no way that it wouldn't be in standard form. So a lot of people got that one right. It's not because the 4 comes before the 2. It could be x squared y to the 4th. It's just because it's one term. A lot of people had that B was in standard form. It's not. This term right here is first degree. This term is 0 degree. So those should be flipped around. To be in standard form, that would say negative 5b plus 7. So that's not. Half of you had that this was in standard form. It is because the cubic term comes before the first degree term. So that is. The next one is not. Most people stayed away from that one. This term would have to come first, the c squared term, this second, and then this third. So for this to be in standard form, it would be negative c squared plus c plus 3. I guess I could write that down. So to correct, the reason B was not in standard form is it should say negative 5b plus 7. And then D, to correct that one, to have it in standard form, we'd have negative c squared plus c plus 3. And then E also is in standard form because it's one term. Okay, so just to be clear there, the answers were A, C, and E on that one. Okay, looking at the next one, we can see that 40% got it right, but answers were kind of all over the board. If you thought the answer was A, you're thinking multiplication, because 8y to the 4th times 6y to the 4th is 48y to the 8th. You always look at the sign in the middle. This is a subtraction problem, so this is what your thought should have been. Anytime there's a subtraction problem, we distribute that negative. So I'm just going to write the first term, 8y to the 4 minus y, or minus 1y plus 7, and I'm going to distribute that negative. So the second thing would be negative 6y to the 4th minus 3y plus 3. And I hope this does not show up backwards. It looks backwards on my screen. Hopefully that's fixed on yours. Anyways, I'll check it. And now we're just combining like terms. So 8 minus 6 gives me 2 y to the 4th. We have negative 1 plus negative 3. That's minus 4 y. And then 7 plus 3 is plus 10. And we can see that that matches with choice C. number 4 is an addition problem. The confusing thing about this one here, and you can see that more people actually got it wrong than got it right. Because again, you're multiplying, but this is a plus sign in the middle, so this is just an addition problem. So what I like to do on this one is just imagine that there are no parentheses. So I'm just rewriting it with no parentheses at all. And sometimes, you know, our minds play games with us. We see this and we're like, it can't be that easy, but it is in this case. So this is my only n cubed term. I'm starting with that one because I'm going to write my answer in standard form. This is my only n squared term, so minus 8n squared. This is my only n term, so minus 9n. And then finally I have a pair of like terms, 7 plus 5 is plus 12. So that's why the answer is A. And if you haven't picked up on this yet, the teal color is the correct answer. So actually on that one, more people got it wrong than they got it right. And again, what you did wrong there is you actually distributed. So what that would have been is if they were directly pushed together with no plus sign, then you would multiply like that. Okay, looking at number 5. You guys did pretty well on that one. Like to see a higher percentage than 60% get it right, but it's not bad considering what we've seen. So anyways, what's the perimeter? So I want to add side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. So x squared is my only x squared term. I have 7x plus 5x to make plus 12x. And then minus 3 and plus 4 to make plus 1. So that's why the answer is D. Just combining like terms on that one. And I knew that because it said find the perimeter. Next one, so I'll tell you why this one was tricky. And if you look at the leaderboard, you can see that I missed one too because I tricked myself. The key to this one is it says answer in standard form. So all you guys who answered choice D, which most people did, you just distributed correctly. So write out what I'm talking about for those who are struggling with this. So negative 4d to the 4th times 7d minus 2d to the 5th. So when I distribute, I get negative 28d to the 4 plus 1 is 5. And then negative 4d times negative 2d to the 5th is plus 8d to the 9th, which you see looks exactly like answer choice D. The problem is, and why that's not correct, is because it says answer in standard form. So why is that not in standard form? Because the higher degree term is written last. So if we flip those terms around, that actually matches with answer choice B. So there was an extra kind of tricky step. This is kind of one of those trick questions. But you should feel good about your miss if you were one of the many people who missed with answer choice D, because that's actually the same expression, just not in standard form. All right, number 7. Half of you guys got that right. So the answer is 9x squared minus 25. So this one was a little bit tricky because we haven't had ones where the middle term cancels out. We always end up with a trinomial when we multiply binomial times a binomial. But actually this problem goes more with tomorrow's lesson, where this is actually a special type of problem where we can follow a shortcut. But you didn't know that for right now. Anytime I see two binomials with no sign in between them, I know that that's multiplication. I like to use the distributive property, so I'll show it that way. So that's 3x times 3x minus 5 and plus 5. times 3x minus 5. So distribute this term, we get 9x squared minus 15x. Distribute the 5, we get plus 15x minus 25. When I combine like terms, negative 15 plus 15 is 0. So what are we left with? 9x squared minus 25. This is actually, like I said, a special type of trinomial called a difference of squares, but more on that later. And then the last problem was number 8. So as you can see, a lot of people missed that one. The most common incorrect answer was 3b plus 3. I guess that goes right along with this distractor that a lot of people got. You were adding. If you do 3x plus 3x, you get 6x. 5 minus 5 is 0. So you were adding if you had A on number 7, or if you had B, which a lot of people did, 36%, you're adding. B plus 2b is 3b. 8 minus 5 is 3. But this is not addition because there's no sign in the middle, so it's multiplication. So show that one more time. So this was b plus 8 times 2b minus 5. I'm going to distribute again. Show my work a little bit differently here. So b times 2b is, 2b squared. B times minus 5 is minus 5b. Now distribute the 8. 8 times 2b is 16b. And 8 times minus 5 is minus 40. Combine my like terms. Negative 5 plus 16 is plus 11. So final answer, 2b squared plus 11b minus 40, which is answer choice C. So again, the key here, this is multiplication, and also you got to know how to do it. So like I said, guys, just to kind of wrap it up, I'd look over that video. If you would like, you can shoot me an email if you'd like to have a Zoom meeting or something. If that didn't work for you, if you feel like you're just way behind, we can do Math Excel problems. We can talk about those quiz problems more in depth. But I just got to really do a good job of self-monitoring and making sure that you're on the ball. Look out for a bonus opportunity on Google Classroom today as well. And thanks for all your hard work, guys, and have a nice day.